I had the pleasure yesterday of being one of three judges at an event downtown at the Fort Garry Hotel. I've done this before, and this really looks at new companies really trying to make an impact, not just here in Winnipeg and Manitoba, but around the world. Eric Bjornson is here from Sundial Building Performance. I thank you for joining us this morning. Let's find out a little bit more about your companies. Let's begin with you, Eric, because Sundial Building Performance, you folks are doing something in Manitoba that I'm surprised we aren't seeing more of. But talk to us a little bit about what you folks do at Sundial.
Yeah, so the company started in 2001, and up until recently, we've been focused on retrofitting of old buildings, and we're making a transition to begin building new buildings to the most energy efficient in the most energy efficient manner possible. And so we've developed a building system, a super insulated, airtight building system that we'd like to build in a prefabricated facility and supply to general contractors and builders.
What type of materials are you using?
Yeah, almost entirely wood fiber, sourced from Manitoba. So the structure of the building system is all wood, and the insulation is all recycled newsprint, forming cellulose insulation. And so, well over 95% of the product is renewable, recyclable from Manitoba.
And it breathes, right?
That's
because,
correct, yeah.
Smart buildings and energy efficient buildings, we went through a time where we had these, really super tight buildings, but they didn't breathe. This material breathes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of building science that goes into the design. It looks very simple, but it is designed to make sure that it releases more moisture than the wall can accept, so it keeps the wall dry.
Where are you building now? You're saying that you've gone through that retrofitting saga, and now you're looking at original builds. Where are you folks building?
Yeah, so we do not have a facility yet. We're basically require a critical mass of customers in order to get a facility started, and it's not a large critical mass. Maybe we're looking at about six projects that we'd have to have in the docket before we sign a lease.
Are you doing anything right now in Winnipeg and Manitoba?
Yeah, we are. We're actually building what is likely to be Manitoba's first certified passive house. It's being built right now in Sandy Hook, Manitoba, and this is being built as a site-built project, not a prefabricated built production model. But
is it a house?
It is a house, yeah, okay. Exactly, yeah. 1,200 square foot house, and that's going to be finished in February, and we'll probably be having an open tour.
Now, while this is new to Manitoba, this is a technique that's used all over Europe, is it not?
Yeah, it's almost the building standard in countries like Denmark and Germany and Austria, and it's just getting going in Canada. Vancouver's probably taking the lead, other places across the country, and this Manitoba is really just getting started.
Does it cost you more initially to build this way?
It does, and that is, I think, part of the problem as to why it's not getting widespread acceptance. Right now, it probably, in the 20 to 30% premium, but we're looking to bring that down to about 8 to 10% premium. And
it pays for itself pretty quickly, does it not?
Yeah, it would take a few years to pay for itself. Right now, I would consider it about a break even in terms of the amount you would save from energy cost compared to the price premium you would pay. So on at today's interest rate, it's pretty much a break even, but there's many other benefits.
So taking off in the BC market and the European market, was it because it was part of the building code, or is it because, so many companies just saw this as the right thing to do?
No, I think it is being led by government. There's laxed building code requirements in Vancouver if you build to the passive house standard or to a LEED standard. And there's an aggressive, I think, climate change action in Vancouver.
So if, as part of our commitment to climate change here in Manitoba, the timing is right because we're going to Paris, and, not that we're a big emitter here in Manitoba, but if we want to do our part, do you tell, the premier and all the politicians whether we change governments or not? You go with this method, you can get a lot back. And when you go to Paris, a place like Manitoba can shine.
Agreed. And I think it's a matter of what comes first. Is it the industry showing government that we can do this, or is it government telling the industry that we need to do this?
My experience is often it's government that has to set that standard. Mm-hmm. Okay. Eric Bjornson is with us from Sundial Building Performance.